నమస్కారం.
Dear friends, let me welcome you on behalf of Shiksha for the session on Art and Science of Life by DrTPS Shashikumar.
Well, most of the faces are familiar to me, but for those who have come here for the first time, I would like for their information, for their mention, I would like to give a brief introduction of Dr. P.P. Shashikumar, who is going to take the session today. I would like her to start.
I know you are scared of his vast experience. Let me take the privilege then. He started his career as a space scientist in the Department of Space and worked there for 2 decades. Before going on to become a deputy director in the Cabinet Secretariat in Government of India, closely working with Manmohan Singh, the then Prime Minister.
He, after doing his job in the government department of India, he took voluntary retirement and got after his passion, that was teaching. He has also been associated with Vivekananda Institute of Human Excellence, and he has almost taught around 9 lakh students, 5 lakh teachers, and equal number of people. And his experience, have you forgotten something in his experience?
Yeah, one major important feat of his.
Why don't you?
He also served as a director of UGC Academic Staff College in University of Calicut.
One more very good experience, which I think he also forgot, is his association with solar development. Why don't you think about?
Oh yeah, I am very much fond of it. He took the responsibility while working as a consultant for CSR program with Shobha developers to teach the underprivileged children in Palakkad district of Kerala, where he took it as a challenge and said that I will make the student somebody someday. And this social experiment of his has proven to be highly appreciated and a positive one, because the students whom he picked up from their home without any aims or aspirations or whose only aim or aspiration was to become a bus conductor or an auto driver are now studying with Wipro scholarships and are in many technical institutions.
I'm sure they will become somebody someday. And what about your experience with him? Why don't you share that also?
I have been associated with him for the last 6 years, and this has been very rewarding and eventful for me. I have gained a lot from him as my mentor. Mainly, my attitude towards the society and learning in everyday life has become an achievement for me, for which I'll be ever grateful to him. Thank you, Chachu.
I think I should be more grateful to him for making my daughter a better. Thank you, sir. I would like sir to come and start this session.
Without cooking, is there anything fresh? The time it dies, what you are having inside is not meat, it is blood. 80% of the blood, the meat weight is blood. Blood gets coated inside. Every meat contains blood. Understood? So the blood is Rajasic. Blood is Rajasic. So what you are eating, if you are eating dead body, any dead body, you are drinking blood. Clotted blood. Yeah. So that is powerful. That is Rajasic. When does meat get Rajasic food makes you anxiety, worry, tension. Because the animal when it dies, assume somebody consciously like this, don't you become very tensed? Where is the biochemistry? The whole body blood changes. Adrenaline will develop, you will have acidity, your pancreas will start reflecting that. So your body will start reacting in an entirely different chemistry, which makes you anxious, cruel, worried, tensed. So that is Rajasic. So every meat form is like that. Every meat form is like that. Because animals are killed, animals are killed. Therefore what will happen? You will become that. So if your job is Rajasic, what you should eat? Rajasic food. Because you are showing your character. You are what you eat. The science is called macrobiotics or microbiotics. What is alcohol? Alcohol not fermented too much is acidic. It's like fruit juice. Provided, yeah, alcohol is rajasic. Alcohol is highly rajasic. Alcohol is a big biochemistry based on the quantity how much you have taken. See, every Ayurvedic medicine contains 20 to 30% alcohol, fermentation. That's why some medicines are not allowed to export outside one state or another state.
So what are the examples of tamasic?
Tamasic are like old pickle, butter curd, and the associated Ayurveda disease is called the Vada, Pitta. Right? The disease in Ayurveda is only 3 types. There is no other disease. Vada, Pitta, Kapha. The Pitta is you are lazy. Which makes you lazy is Tamasic. Vada is you want to move, manas is active, but legs are pain.
So that means too much food is also tamasic.
Oh, any food which you eat more, midam bhuktva shatam japtva patashatam shanai mama bhage shayanasya vishak kim kim prayojanam. Vishak kim kim prayojanam. You don't require a doctor if you eat midam bhuktva, eat little. Shatam japtva, have little prayers, preachings, prayers, teachers, everything is prayer. Don't think that it is only have to be prayer which happens in the temples or the mosques.
But alcohol also makes people lazy.
That becomes only when depends on which, again I am saying, which climate, at which temperature you are taking it. See, hot, you best. If you are in a cold season, at least to make you agile, you need little alcohol.
Other factors are also.
Yes, environmental factors. That's what I said. The rules are written saying that nothing is good or bad. Where you take it, when you take it. After pregnancy, alcohols are given as medicines in Ayurveda.
Sir, person who takes alcohol and eats the meat regularly, will he get salvation?
Nothing. The food is only very, very little percentage. The food what you eat doesn't tell you whether you are spiritual or non-spiritual. We have great examples of Lanka's old minister who fought against Rama. He was a highly spiritual man. Ravana is highly spiritual than probably Lakshmana, not than probably Rama, but than probably Sita. Sita had worry, tension. When Rama left, she couldn't. She was holding Lakshmana. Got it? But then Ravana was a stable person. What is spirituality? What is being Agneya Purusha? You be in your state without vibrations. If you are a fighter, be a fighter. Yeah. Why do you think after some time I should not have fought? Any activity which you do after some time, you start thinking that oh I should not done. You are not a spiritual.
Bring with time.
Do that and forget about it. I have done my job. Don't think and say that I should have not done like this, I should have done like this. Then that is the biggest conflict you have. Don't create a conflict inside you. If you start creating conflict, you are losing. You become unhappy. Hita ahara and hita karma. Both are together. Hita ahara means what you like. You eat what you like. Don't worry. But don't think after some time because Ashkumar said meat is bad. Let him tell that is his. This is mine. Don't change yourself. But then, while eating, don't think it is what I said. The meat contains blood. You should not. Your brain tells you that don't eat this. But then your manas says, tasty, yeah, you eat this. Finished. Once you eat, you will have. You understood? So, a lion cannot decide to be a spiritual person and then say that tomorrow onwards I don't eat meat. It is doing its duty. We are doing our duty. So, duty bound. But then we must be aware as human beings what you are eating. Are we aware of every food what you are eating? You buy tomato. Are you aware of how the tomato is made? The tomato has seeds. Have you ever tried planting it and seeing whether it will grow? It will not grow because it is genetically modified. What tomato you get which doesn't have an ant spike there? Have you seen the old traditional tomato which is having at least some ant bite or some worm inside? Now your tomato which you buy today, does it have ant and no worms inside? Because ant and worm knows that it doesn't have energy, there is waste getting inside. And what do we think? We think it is very good, and I had nice vegetable in the morning, tomato, which doesn't have any energy. We are not aware. Have you seen avalu? Right? Earlier it used to be small thing. Now today you have bigger one. Cute, nice, but doesn't grow when you put it into mud because it doesn't have energy. So what are you eating? Food without energy. It makes you look like a tomato without any taste of a tomato, without a human taste. So we are eating what we really don't know. Energetic food which has got energy inside which can grow will give you a energy. That is why when we eat, we are supposed to chant a mantra which says, what is that mantra? Brahmarpanam, Brahmahavir. I am not eating for my body to fill. Brahmarpanam, I am giving it to Brahma. Who is Brahma? Creativity. I want to become creative, therefore I am eating. Which can create something only I should eat, not that body. Which has energy I should eat. Brahmarpanam, Brahmahavir. Don't chant this while doing meat. This is called the fireplace. When you feel hungry, what will happen? Stomach start burning. This is the stomach is the burning place. So inside the stomach when you put food, it burns and that is called the digestion. In Sanskrit it is called the dahanam. Dahanam is burning. Where do you burn the whole body? In the smashan. So this is like a smashan if you eat that body. So don't make your belly as a mobile graveyard. Eat good sattvic food. It gives you energy where it can create energy. Right? Brahmarpanam, Brahmahavir, Brahmagno, Brahmanahudam, Brahmaiva Dena Gandhavyam, Brahma Karma Samadhi. All the job which I am doing is a Brahma Karma. Creative job. Are we creative? If you are creative, what you will do? There are lot of elements. The Panchabhuta is related to Ayurveda. What is Panchabhuta? You have got ground, water, and then air, 1, 2, 3, fire, and then sky. Right? All these together is inside us. It is there in our Indriyas. It is there around us. Everything is related to the disease which you get, the thought process which we have, the way of life which we define. So we can redefine this and learn.
Do you advocate meeting?
Yeah, for some people. A police fellow comes, a soldier comes, they have to get the recipe. No, a person who wants to become a scientist, who wants to become a specialist in some knowledge, who wants to become a teacher. I was a pure non-vegetarian. People say pure vegetarian and impure non-vegetarian. But I am saying as a core non-vegetarian who ate most of the animals in the world.
Sir, I have a question, sir. Since the evolution happened, right from Aristotle and all these scientists, most of discoveries been happened from non-vegetarians. So vegetarians are not discovered.
No.
Let us know. Contemporary world.
Contemporary world probably yes, because today discovery means documentation.
Whatever the electricity, whatever automation.
That is what I'm saying. The most of the things, the development happened, it doesn't mean you will not become a, you should have become much more better probably, and there are a lot of things, is only one portion. Which I said, the environment is one, hereditary is one, knowledge what you gain is one. This only adds little bit to that. You become more creative without, see, assume I've got a very severe angry mood. So a lot of people who are angry, they don't have patience. You require a lot of patience. So that character slightly changes and behavior slightly changes.
That agriculture came 10,000 years ago. 10,000 BC.
Yes.
Okay, before that, there used to be
People
hunter
live-
gatherers, gathering society. Now, because of the made this park infrastructure, they have switched from hunting to
Agriculture.
So that they were eating only meat.
That's true.
So how,
Even today,
how could they tell?
that is what I'm saying. Those days, where did they live? What was the situation? Now, assume today if I go to Nepal or maybe in the Tibetan area and start prescribing them vegetarian food, what do they eat? There is nothing, no vegetable, not even grass. There is only yak, which is eating some small grass, and then they have to live on yak. So the situations, environments keep changing. Today, what we are prescribing, when we have a facility, we have a provision for that, and if you want to become a silent instead of becoming violent, these are the methods. But doesn't mean everybody has to
Do you
become
think
like
it's because of the pressure of the environmental factors?
environmental factor is one which you will analyze and find out. Assume that you eat a meat, 1 kilogram, you are actually drinking maybe million tons of waters, because to feed them you must have used gallons of waters. But that you don't have to become that worried about that part of it. There are a lot of people now turning into vegetarians.
Yes, history tells us.
Vegan, that's what I'm saying. Those time people ate that. Even now, if you go to Tibet, people eat half baked meat. They don't even boil it or add masala to that. As it is the yak meat, you can see them. And you know what is the firewood used by them? The yak dung only. Because there is no wood available. They will collect the yak dung.
That they will continue to do so. Still, something forces them.
Some develop, the so-called development happens.
Not develop some kind of force.
Not force. That is what we call as development today. Even there are tribals today. Even there are tribals today. They also have similar hunting and eating practices.
So even the first prophet Buddha also
Everybody.
advocated
Yes.
non-vegetarian.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I myself don't stop saying somebody, my own son eats non-veg, I say eat. I'm not advocating vegetarian or non-vegetarian. I'm only describing. You must understand what is the content of it. What is the content of this? When you eat fish, you must understand the fish has got lot of emotional feeling which happens before death. There is lot of biochemistry change in it because it is dying without taking breath. Understand there is lot of chemistry which is involved. Understand the ecology. There is a small fish and a big fish. The big fish goes and eats the small fish. That's how it is. But if the small fish is bearing egg, big fish will never eat it because nature has told that knowledge to him, saying that this has got egg inside, if you eat, you become sick. There are a lot of toxins inside egg-bearing fish. When we eat a fish, we don't know whether it is egg-bearing or not. Therefore, there is causes for disease. So Ayurveda describes saying that one is your air environment which causes you disease. Second one is your way of life. Way of life. The first one is food. And if you want to live peacefully, you must have minimum exercise. What is minimum exercise? Don't run 10 kilometers, come back home and then sit on the chair and ask your wife to get water because you don't have energy to walk to beach. Why do you do over exercise somewhere and don't do your work at home? You know the best exercise traditionally was taking bath. Because you have to collect water. Many times you will have to see earlier the bucket of water and you have to use mud to collect the water and pour on your body. How many times you have to bend? Now how many people can bend and take such bath? Because you can have only a shower. Open it. If it gives hot water, you get the shock. And if it gives you cold water, you get the shiver, right? Yes or no? Both are shock to your body. So traditionally, while taking bath, how to take bath was defined in our Shastra. Take water little bit in your hand for some time. And then hold for some time. When you hold for some time, it will tell you the temperature of the water to your body. Because you are holding it. Have you seen people cleaning the pond and taking bath? Do you think they are all foolish people trying to clean water? When you do this, do the real water becomes clean? No, it is not cleaning. Your hand is touching on the water for some time. So even if the water is cold, your body will understand the temperature of the water and your body temperature will change. Take a hot water bucket of water and then put your finger, you will get a shock. Put second time, you will not get a shock. That is because as soon as you got one shock, your body changes its temperature to adjust with the water. There is a saying, first mug of water only will give you a shock or a shiver. But don't do this becoming too intelligent. Take the first mug here, the first mug pour on your... See, the first shower gives you a shock, right? That's enough to become a patient. Don't get a shock. Hold it for... See, I went to Himalayas and all that. When we go there, our gurus told us, touch the water sometimes, just take it, nothing will happen to you. The water will be too cold, but you just jump there, finished. You will become sick. But hold for some time. Clean it. Clean it. What are we doing? He said the cleaning, but you are not cleaning. What are we doing? Holding it for some time. But when you hold it, Bharatiya Shastra taught us some shloka. Gangeja, Yamuneja. Because if you have not learned the social studies in your class, you will remember where water is coming from, the whole water comes from where? Gangeja, Yamuneja, Godavari, Saraswati, Narmade, Sindhu Kaveri, Jaleswin, Sanjivin Guru. What are we chanting? The water is saying in all these rivers. Then why are you going to Ganga for taking Punya Snanam? So we understand little, but we don't understand. It's a bad interpretation. Don't go to any Punya Sthan and say that, no, I am taking bath there and they got... No. The water is safe because the water gets evaporated and it gets connected eternally and then comes back. The states are now fighting for water. But can you, there is a say that, you know, the water from Tamil Nadu should not rain in Andhra Pradesh? Okay? Everywhere it is connected. So understand, Bharata, we believe that everything is connected. The water which you are taking from the valley or from the tank, what you are taking bath is taking bath in the whole rivers. Great feeling. The sambar which you make inside your house, we have a great... You see the variety of food what we eat. India is the only place we have such variety of food. Season wise, you know, local food. Write it in English, local food, and change it into local food, low calorie food. Right? We eat high calorie food and digest ourselves with doing over exercise. Over exercise will lead to all intervals. Adivyayama, madakaso, etc. etc. Jara shardishcha jayate. If you do over exercise, you are going to become sick. So do minimum exercise which you can do. Eat mitam bhuktva. Little. How much to eat? Half of your stomach which can fill. Artha puradeye dannam. Tadartham parinam tada. How many times you should eat? Ekabhuktam mahayogi. Dvibhuktam mahabhogi. Tribhuktam mahayogi. Chaturbhuktam mahadrogi. How many times you eat also matters. But we have a style, different style. We have changed. But that eating doesn't mean you should not have anything in between. You can have, but stomach, what is the meaning of bhogi? Bhogi. Bhogi, the last one. Drohi. Drohi is Drohi. Ekabhuktam mahayogi, but doesn't mean once you eat you will become a yogi. Yogi is sorry. Ekabhuktam mahayogi, Dvibhuktam mahabhogi, Tribhuktam mahayogi, Tribhuktam mahadrogi. So don't. You must have sufficient food, sufficient exercise, balance your intelligence, emotions and physical. Have sufficient social activity. In life, I have seen great professor who was in the Institute of Science. She was very close to my professor. Later, when I left the department, I heard a dead body was in hospital waiting for some honor for 4 days, 5 days. No takers. The whole life was only for research, nothing else, no family life. She married but had problem at home. Got divorced. Then you will die worse. Right? Divorce will end up in dying worse. We have a great society in Bharat which believe in social, spiritual, family, culture, entirely different from some other place. We have a lot of societal bondage. If I want to do something, I must ask a lot of people. I am bounded by my relationship, good and bad. Sometimes if you don't have, you have nobody to share. Most of the Western people have this trouble today. They are all struggling because they don't have somebody to share their happiness. They don't have somebody to share their sadness. The life of
Why people are becoming more and more Americanized and Western?
no, Americans are, see, individuals are becoming Americans, but American society is coming to Indianism. You understand the difference? Individually, people are aspiring to go there. But as a society, they are all trying to change. Now you will see a lot of vegetarian hotel boards there, a lot of satsang. People are into yoga, people are into meditation, people are into understanding what is life, what is sattvic. They are all coming back to Indian style of life. That it needs a lot of years to change. It doesn't come overnight. But we have seen a lot of ritualistic people who become much more ritualistic than Indian ritualistic. Maybe we will have to learn a lot of, assume you want to learn Arthashastra now. There are better interpretations available from Western countries than India. Right? Why did it happen? Why Sanskrit grammar is not taught in Indian universities but taught only in German universities? Why there is only a see, for example, the Indian social structure study research happens in many universities abroad, but not that much in India. And Indian government give funding to them to support research there, and Indians are going and doing research. Indian government is funding abroad university to fund. There are a lot of Indians and abroad people working there and there. So it's all part of, world is not, don't have to think about the education activity happening, the development happening. What is the reason? Germany, because they find that is more related to their language. The structure is almost the same. Many European languages have got this. But in Sanskrit, we did not do that much research. We have a lot of language, other languages where we can do. They see one difference between the Westerners and Indians. We are good in many things, but they have become experts in many. Research really means going deeper and deeper. I think they are more objective, more concentrated, more focused. We are more abstract. Yeah. We are versatile. But that is very, very small, tip of an iceberg. We have got much more knowledgeable people in Bharat. But what happens is we don't have a system. Everything matters with the money, funding and all that. The lot of funding, if we want to propagate this, first thing an Indian will think, good and bad, I said. Do I get a job if I study? How much fellowship I will get? After doing this research, which job I will get? A lot of researchers, when I was doing PhD also, every researcher every day apply for a job. But you don't see this in the Western country because for them, that's enough. If it have a job or doesn't have a job, whether you have a family or doesn't have a family, doesn't matter. But here, we are more worried about what? Settling. We want to settle. The father, mother demands people to settle. I remember when I was doing my graduation, one of the brightest girl was not sent for higher education. The biggest problem was in their caste, there is no educated people. If she become MSc, she will not get a pair. If she is BSc, she will get a pair. You understood? So education, why many people after BTech go for MBA? What do you do otherwise? You don't have a job. So what is to be done? Engage them. Nobody can say you are sitting at home. So what you do? Education has become either for a job or a time pass. But there, it is not a time pass or a job. They have no. See, I have seen somebody who was a dance teacher attending a national law science space law conference in Bangalore. They asked him what I'm doing. I'm a dancer. Yeah, now I started learning law. He was around 40. Do you think a age 40 fellow will start doing a different course in our life? No. If you are a dancer, you end up in a dancing, right? That's what happens in our society. We don't jump from one to another one. They have freedom. So they are totally dedicated into research. We don't have that freedom. We don't, because we are bounded by social bonding. I have to take permission. If I want to take my volunteer retirement, I took volunteer retirement from government. I have to take permission from wife, children, brother, neighbor, my aunt, enemies. Everybody has to take permission. They will all start criticizing, right? Correct or not? You need a lot of courage. It's not that easy. You know, the biggest problem the children have today, they are not good students or what is the problem? The companies are good students, so they get pitching. She is dancing. In the reality shows are the biggest problem is in the family. The mother will start pitching the girl says, you could have danced, then I could have also gone to the stage, no? Mother never had any opportunity. The neighbor's mother is on the stage. You are not able to go on the stage. We start comparing. They don't compare much. There are a lot of good aspects in our Indian society. The freedom is a big problem.
We have so much knowledge, we have got a good society background, then why do you think we have become like this and they have gone forward?
See, that's what I said, we have three different requirements which makes us happy. Everybody is running behind happiness. Just becoming happy is madness. Can be just happy without any reason? Madness, right? So you have to be happy either with the money, or with the faith, or with the knowledge. Take this option, which one you want. Everybody goes behind the money. Second option, faith. Third option is knowledge.
But we can be happy without anything.
No, that is madness.
Can I offer an explanation? Please correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
So I feel that most of the Westerners are guided by the fact that Orientalism is more mystic. Okay, so that's why they go in for this research, the Sanskrit, then Eastern mysticism. But we have plenty of these things around us. So this is the reason why Buddhism did not get much patriotism in India, but elsewhere. In most of the Southeast Asian countries, Buddhism has spread, expanded.
Yes, spread, but it vanished.
Okay, but it did not get the kind of attention that these countries received in the countries, Southeast Asia. So I think the Westerners are guided more by the Oriental mysticism.
See, that is what I said. I am coming to the same point to you after that. People want a power position. This was Westerners' style sometime, which they found that they can get through money. That is why colonization and religion was one type of colonization. The research is going on. You see a lot of articles and a lot of presentations on religion, economy and power relationship. This was the most three factors which governed Western. This is what they called as development. India is a very, very small little country which is only very young as a whole nation.
Talking about the research aspect.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So in India, if such a research has to happen, people have to become totally independent, they will have sufficient money. In our pre-1970s, probably, maybe your parents would have educated you not for a job. But today we are educating people for job. After few years, what will happen? They will educate their children not for job, because they will have lavishness. So that stage will come for India after some time, not now. We are growing only. Still we are in the teenage. as a nation, we are very small because we are very young. America is a 500-year-old nation, not a nation, country. But India is a nation with probably maybe 100 years. That's it. The feeling of nationalism came only in 1900s beginning.
I think research was going on in India before the.
Before that was
Before this
yeah,
intruders
before that India had a mix of science, spirituality, poetry, everything together. That is why in our ritualistic presentations also you can see science, management, everything mixed. The compartmentalized learning have made us to stop the true knowledge research.
So
Colonism has changed, made our track. One advantage is colonism have given us a lot of external knowledge because you require external knowledge to create new research. You need a background, then only you can think. So the background knowledge, what is happening around the world was not known to us. Now we started learning. Before that we had research, but that was very primitive research.
No, I don't think it's primitive research.
It was primitive, but that point of time it was good. We were not developed during
You had
that.
Aryabhatta, you had Brahmins.
That knowledge is really good, but that is not good enough. At that present day, when maybe 1000 years to 2000 years, if you take research Indian, I have got the full structure.
This is that the Chinese travelers.
No, that is all true BC. That's all true in the BC, before Christ.
No, they're 80.
AD after 800 you will not see.
After 800,
Yeah,
these people
after
came-
800 what has happened? All our poets became explaining beauty, nature on their left science. They become only artists. That was our gap. I got a full scenario nicely painted. How many scientists were researchers? They were all poets. And after this poetry just became beauty conscious. Science is lost.
It lost royal patronage.
No, during that time nothing happened. We had colonism, we had different problems. So these problems have created us. See, in our childhood also we never be able to think anything great because we had starvation. 1970s people who took birth, we had ration.
No, colonism, you mean the Western colonism or Arabian colonism?
Arabian, that's what I'm saying, 1800, 800, 1000, 1300 during the time it grave. And then after 2000 we will have another 100 years, 2100, we will become much more better than most of the rest. Most of the rest. There is a lot of research happening. Nice articles are available, nice features are available on religion, colonism and power, monk. So we have all this is what is explained in our Vedas also. What is it says? Vedantago Brahmanaha.
So if that's exactly my question. When we have all this
Together.
behind us,
Yeah.
we are so empowered.
Yeah.
Then why are
We locked it up everything, lost the child. Now we have to get back it.
Why did that happen?
That happened because of the invasion which we had. We had young, smaller kings fighting each other, and then we were not united. We were not. That movement was not available with the people. People became somehow we have to survive. Population grew very fast. These are all related. The nationalistic feeling was there during the Kaudilya's time. After that, there was no second guru. We had got Vivekananda who gave the second birth of the spiritual feeling, nationalistic feeling. After that, no second Vivekananda. Right? We had a lot of such problems. People started questioning Indianism, Bharatiya knowledge. So we lost faith in our own knowledge, and then we started saying that we want to look. Now we will come back. Shankaracharya, 1300, 1400, 8th century. But Shankaracharya spiritually and religious wise he was great, but not in the knowledge style. He never propagated it.
He brought back Hinduism.
No.
He is responsible for revivalism.
Yeah, he was a person who made India together in the spiritual and religious style. That's it.
During the Guptas and Mauryas.
That's true.
Buddhism has.
We really agree that there are a lot of temples who are converted into Buddhist temples and Jainist temples converted. And Shankaracharya's modality was one of the greatest modality where he never spoke about any other religion. The politicians must learn how to market their politics from Shankaracharya. I keep saying. Because Shankaracharya is one person who only spoke about Hinduism, never spoke about any other religion in this world.
Isn't he the one who called
No. Shankaracharya is not called as avatar of. You must watch the movie Shankaracharya. If you have patience and if you can watch that 10 times, keep watching. Because it's a fully Sanskrit movie. If you want to understand, you must carefully watch that. That's only first Sanskrit movie which is out, right? First Sanskrit. Second one was the other day I have Sanskrit.
Nalacharitam.
Which is one more is there. No.
Sanskrit.
Sanskrit.
The recent one.
Recent one, the Sanskrit only. I am saying second. The Shankaracharya Telugu movies are. Yeah, you have. See, there is nothing called Hinduism anywhere in the world. It is only other. Yeah, that's really true. Hinduism. See, what he preached was only Sanatana Dharma. Sanatana Dharma is Sanatana, the word means eternal and ever new. Eternal and ever new. The modern and the Nitya Nutana. Sanatana is Nitya Nutana, always new, and Chirapuratana, always old. That is the description for Sanatana, and he was a person who described the Sanatana Dharma and Advaita Siddhanta. I was talking about the real requirement that people have. People have only 3 requirements to become happy. One is knowledge.
So, but first before that, can you please define what happiness is?
Yeah, happiness is very difficult to describe because it is as good as asking what is the taste of water. No, everybody has got taste of water, but will you be able to explain what is taste of water to somebody else? You know and I know. Similarly, happiness. You know what is happiness. If I have itching here, scratching is my happiness. I can't define happiness because it's very difficult. When I am feeling thirsty, drinking water is, if I have got an orange which is not having juice, does it have taste? It doesn't have taste, right? But if I have an orange, inside that there is a juice which was not ripened well, sour orange has got the taste. The sour taste comes from the water in the orange. An apple has got a taste of a water which is in apple. So instant wise you have got happiness based on situations, based on what is that I require. So that happiness, if I want knowledge, that gives me happiness.
So in that way, if I want power and I get power, I'll become happy.
You become happy.
But if I'm happy without anything, I can still be happy and
That
not
becomes
be
madness.
happy. How do you call it madness?
See, assume you got some award, you want to become famous. You
I
don't have
don't
any.
want to become famous.
No, what is happiness is that is what I'm saying.
If
Without
I'm just
any,
left alone, suppose I'm happy, then I can
there is
without
some,
being
that
mad.
is called the sukham. Happiness is different from sukham. Swayam atma nibandhanam sukham. Detached from everything, that is sukham. But that sukham for human being is very short. Mind doesn't stop. Your manasa doesn't stop. As long as you see the world, you are tempted. Because kamam is essentially a activity of human being. Without kamam you cannot. Desire is that. Without desire you are not a human being. Without desire you cannot live in this world. Without desire you cannot even die. Accept death also you require it. No, otherwise you are only a vegetable life. If you have an emotional feeling, you have a desire. Suppose you have a desire, the desire has to be either for power or for knowledge or for money. Okay, Vedanta go Brahmana. That's how in Bharatiya Siddhanta the casteism has come. Vedanta go Brahmanaha. Those Uttar Pradesh is working, he is a Brahmin. Kshatriyo, power. Kshatriyo Vijayi Bhavet. I want power and position. Then I am a Kshatriya. And Vaishyo Dhana Samruddhaha. Shudra Sukhamatmiya. But do you want to be a Shudra? Where you don't have a desire. There are a lot of people, human beings also living like that. They have a desire. Today I want to eat. No bank balance. We are trying to make them with the bank balance. At least the bank account. Today. The development is because we want to give them desire. If they don't desire, they don't have a family life. If they don't have a family life, they don't develop. That is not their fault. They became like that because of the tradition background. So as human being, we all have a desire, not by me. I want also to change my society, make them desire. So what is desire? Desire giving some unhappiness. So being unhappy is the first thing.
In that case, when pursuing a desire is also happiness.
Desire is also happiness.
Pursuing
desire is a big
also
happiness. That's what I am coming to success.
It's a small interruption.
Pursuing happiness every day makes you to success. But every day you become unsatisfied. But temporary happy. Yeah.
So the word Hindu itself is a misnomer.
Yeah, that's
To my
correct. That's why
presentation, because
I cut it saying that there is no mention of
all
Hinduism.
the foreigners who could not pronounce us Hindu, they called as a Hindu.
Yeah, that's
So there was a religion when word called no Hindu. It is only Sanatan Dharma.
correct.
In the Sanatan Dharma period, there was no caste system.
No,
there was
nothing was there.
idol worship. They used to worship only Panchabhutas.
Yes.
And their main focus is on salvation and celebration.
That's true.
But the biggest takeaway from this evolution since 70,000 years after the ape to Homo sapien. So we are underprivileged in celebrating. The Western people are the most celebrated in the context of spirituality or whatever. Except the World War and First and Two. So what is your opinion?
That is what I'm saying. The system, religious practices, which is probably 2000 years old, not more than that. We had Kali Yuga, before that Dwapara Yuga, before that Treta Yuga, then Satya Yuga. We are in the Kali Yuga around 5000 years, 5143 years old. That's it.
So Hinduism also art of living, right? Not a religion.
Hinduism is a way of life.
Way of art of.
Art of life, there is a patent, so we have problem. We got a portion and all that now. Okay, now I don't teach art of living because there is a set of people who can teach, others cannot teach. So I can teach only art of death, which I am teaching. Okay. No, yeah, branded. That's why we kept science of life, art and science of life. If art of life, if we keep, people will start coming. Who are you? But my first lecture was for those group one. Now we have this life which is during the Kalikala. The Kalikala life, before that we had got Dwapara. There are no temples during that time, there are temporary statue worship during that time also. Rama's period also there were temporary worships mentioned in the textbook. You can see Rama made some Shivalinga and then the puja.
Ramasetu flavor we can say. Sri
Yeah,
Lanka.
all that was there. But we didn't have a structured temple. But structured temple came because of the kings who wanted to show their power and practice. And the first one which came Shiva, and then people started conflicting between Shiva, Vishnu and all that, and then we had different practices and different. These are all rituals. We are not talking about the rituals. The Sanatana Dharma doesn't talk about these sort of practices. Even Bhagavad Gita was taught to Krishna, taught Arjuna, and after that he is explaining Sulpa Buddhis only will go to temples. Okay?
But then all the rituals that we have, are they not connected to temples?
They are all connected to temples. These are all teaching practices. Teaching practices. For temples are required for you to create a religious practice which will teach you many things. And these we will see only in Puranas and Itihasas, which are not the Vedic knowledge. Vedic knowledge you doesn't have. Vedic knowledge, as he said, is only the Panchabhutas. Okay. See, if you see the Rig Veda chantings, there is no word called God. There is no God in Rig Veda. But there is only what I can do and
Temples were there because to promote religious congregation.
that came longer.
So was
That
uniting
came,
the people.
that came after this. There was yagas. The yaga was only temporary place where the rituals were there.
Yaga.
Yaga. Yajna yaga is temporary shed. And the last ritual is firing the whole place and move from there. There was no burning the whole place. Understood? And then that is why you will see the Yagashala, how it is made. Similar structure is made for Shiva temples. Ditto. Yagashala, there is a place where you can take items. If this is the Yaga place, you will have to bring items inside the Yagashala. So there is a place where they have to bring items. Now Shiva temple, there is a place beyond supposed to cross, take a turn back, right? That's exactly the same structure which you have got in the Shiva temple. This whole thing came after the Agama Shastra. The Shastra for constructing temples are called the Agama Shastra, which is the first starting point for the college. The Vastu comes only after Agama Shastra. Okay, and this activity is described in the Tantra Shastra, how temple has to be constructed. The Tantra Shastra is much newer than the Vedic knowledge. My guru happens to be a Tantra Shastra expert who translated the Tantra Samuchayam. There is only one Sanskrit textbook for construction of temples. Tantra Samuchayam. Samuchayam, how it has to be constructed, the architect of a temple. And that book describes what are the rituals to be. This is a great science, but the religious practices are not what we are really for. Right? We are talking about what is that we require as a human. We want knowledge, we want power and position, we want money. Without that, we will not have a happy life. Balancing this is happiness.
That's what is very comforting. Happiness needn't be outside, it needn't be an object bound.
Yeah, that is what I am saying. You have a desire.
Something, desire needn't have an object. It's not bound to desire.
It is not object.
Happiness
See, there
is
is a
not bound to
tangible.
desire.
There is a tangible and intangible. Two things gives us happiness. Tangible and intangible. What is happiness is tangible is what you are saying, object. I be happy when I get a nice chair. No. You understood? So my happiness is, even if there is no chair, I can sit there and be happy. Wherever, whatever is available, I accept it. That happiness is intangible happiness. I am not attached to anything. That detached view you should have to become happy at all the places.
Then do such people, are such people called mad?
They are not called mad. They get a detached view, they become highly social, they are not egoistic. Where you surrender ego, you become happy.
So you can get happiness without any.
No, but the desire is there to gain knowledge. Otherwise, you are not a human being.
But just now the experience you gave, you're happy sitting there.
Yeah.
That has no desire.
Why I am sitting there? Next question. With whom I am sitting there? Why should I spend my time? Why am I coming here today and giving lecture? Why are you here? Is there an intention?
It's another form of desire.
Yeah, that is the desire which I am saying. So you should have desire either to gain knowledge. Every human being has one of this, all the three of this, and a good combination of this in equal percentage is the happiest person. Otherwise, internally you are pretending that you are happy, but you are unhappy internally. That people are the people who come to me as a psychotherapist. I get a lot of people, they are not able to realize what gives them happiness. Tell me, many of you are unhappy because you don't know what gives you happiness. Power? Yeah, it is there. People recognize you. That's what is power, right? And what is knowledge? I have sufficient knowledge, but somewhere my knowledge is not working. What for it is not working? To make some money sometimes. Some objective. So you have an objective, that's what is there. What is that objective you want? You understood? So there is always a focus point where I wanted to go. If you don't have a place to go, what do? You become unhappy. You know, if you don't have a place to go, assume one holiday, you don't have anything to do, are you not unhappy? And assume you start watching TV until evening, don't you become unhappy at the evening? Saying that my today wasted because you don't have a desire.
Is this
You are
what we differentiate between being materialistic and being spiritual?
becoming temporarily happy and permanently happy. That's what I am coming to. You spend the whole day, assume that you came here without a desire. And you spend time here. You know what will happen as soon as you go out? Wasted. Because you came here without a desire. Therefore, you just came here for a time pass. You go for a movie for a time pass. After the movie, you will say, how was the movie? It's okay. But you go with a desire after review, learning what the movie is, sit there. Even if the movie is bad, you know how to criticize it. So you are looking for a knowledge. So you have to have desire. Desire for what? Either for knowledge. You come here, yeah, because I came, I know 3 people, I am going to meet another 5 people. Let this lecture be over, I want to talk to you, talk to her. That's the desire. So you are not looking for knowledge. You want to socialize with the people. For that also people will come. Why do people come? Because somebody called me, I should respect them, therefore I am coming. You understood? So you are building relationship with that person. Why I should recognize your call and come here? Because I have a relationship with you which I want to make it stronger so that I get some benefit. Everybody is selfish to the core. For what purpose?
In that case, then the saintly people are not.
You're highly selfish. Highly selfish. Saintly people are also highly selfish, but there are only few saintly people who expose themselves and say, feel that, oh, I should not have done it immediately and correct themselves, and it takes longer time. So, my Guru, Swami Vedabharati, when I met first time, he was defining, what is Swamihood? Mahamandaleshwar Swami Vedabharati. You must Google and find who is my Guru, Vedabharati. He is a meditation master. My first teaching was, I asked the same question to him, asking, don't you have desire? He says, I'll make a joke first. And he said, I was sitting along with him, 3-4 people. He said, there is another Swamiji sitting there in a saffron dress. First he will look at him and then see how many people are there with him, how many are with him. They will start counting how many are there. You understood? There are ashrams here, where thousands of people are offloaded from different villages, giving them food, because they want 1 lakh people in front of them. Otherwise they don't come. Next visit to Hyderabad has to happen, I need 1 lakh people. Contract is given to different people. It's much worse than politics. Got it? So they are not the so-called saints. They are pretending as they saints. So those people who doesn't require anything, they also have one requirement. That's what I'm saying. What is the requirement? Why I am having discussion with my Guru? He is giving knowledge. What is the purpose of giving knowledge? He has learned something, I have to transfer to somebody else. Why? You don't have a desire, why are you doing it? Why are you doing it? So that desire is there. It is not knowing 1,000 people. I know only one student who is my student and she will do anything for me. That's enough. One is enough. But how do I know how many such people will be around who will want somebody who will guide them to know what is life? You require opportunity. For which I am here. You understood? I have a desire. What is my desire? I have gained some knowledge. Should I die going one day to a graveyard, my son will fire me. Where my gurus have given me some knowledge, I have spent the whole life learning something. Should I die? Or should I have a responsibility to share the traditional knowledge which I gained, which I have learned to somebody else? That's my selfishness. If you can call it a selfish, that's selfishness. Every social worker and NGO worker also you can call it a selfish. Every mother who takes care of their children also are selfish. Don't you say that they are you are my son, why did you do this? People ask why? Because they have a selfishness. They have some return expectation. That expectation is part of human life, which is not there, we are not. So we have this desire. 100% we have this desire. Otherwise, my son, you know what will happen? When I am put onto, it doesn't matter whether I am put onto a normal firewood or an electrical crematorium or on a sandalwood platform. I will die. After that, it doesn't matter to me. But if I am very rich, if I am very famous, if I am highly knowledgeable, a lot of people who sponsor, who gives me a nice sandalwood there? But who can fire me? Only my son. If I have a son, he has to fire me. You know what is the ritual, last ritual firing? Vayu Ranilam Amrutamadedam Basmandam Shariram. At Papa, I am going to fire you. Because father fires the kids throughout their life, the son gets a chance to fire the father. Vayu Ranilam Amrutamadedam Basmandam Shariram. You are going to be Basma. And you are going to join the air. You are going to be nothing. What is that you have done in your life? Tell me. The son is supposed to ask the dead body of the father, not to get an answer. That is to teach themselves, why are you living in this world? What are you doing in this life? After that you are going to die. What is that you have done? That time every father can say, I produced. And he will say, every animal also produced. What is that extra as a human being you have done? I studied, got salary and constructed a house. Every animal also constructed a house. I fed you. Every animal fed its kids. What is that extra as human you have done? That is what the relevance of human life. What is that? Ena kena prakarena yasya kasyavi dehinah sandosham janayat pratna tadeva ishvara pujana. Do something somewhere which makes some what? Like a human being or a lot of people. Make them human being. You understood? Make them being human. Make them being social. Tell them whatever you have learned, you have to do for society back. If you do that, have you seen the airlift movie? The other day got. I'm a movie fan. I see almost all of it. So that movie, there's a lot of conflict. The husband and wife. The wife keep on asking, why do you do this? Later, what happened? The wife. You understood? This is the principle, science of life. You can see from movies. I'm a critic of movies. I see movies. I work in the movie field a little bit. You must watch. Then, but take this lesson. Good movie. That's not enough. That's why I keep saying my children, my students, you must learn movie. There is a message within which that takes some time. Understand, realize, and propagate it. It's a great movie. Like yesterday, my son from London also telephoned to me, and then the first thing he said he also saw the movie. Then I asked, have you read the whole thing and then stood up, or generally the movie is over, everybody stands up and goes, right? This movie nobody stands up. They will sit until the descriptions are over. He said, yeah, the whole theatre was like, that's it. That's the beauty of a movie, right? There is a message. You must take that message.
Sir, as a human beings, we are bombarded with the two worlds. One is the spiritual world, next one is the materialistic world. This is what happening in his evolution or whatever.
Para and apara.
What is the man gets the brain. So what is the ultimate aim of the conscious human beings aim?
Because we have taken a birth, live happily, not with a temporary happiness, but permanent happiness until we take the last.
That is only
That happiness which returns comes to us after some time.
So it leads to your moksha and all salvation.
Yeah, moksha is here on, not after that. What is moksha? Moksha is very well defined. Purta karma gives you moksha, not ishta karma. What I like if I do, it doesn't give me happiness throughout a temporary happiness. Moksha is not that. Ishtade labade sargam purte moksham avapniyat.
Dharma, artha, kama, moksha.
Yeah.
Moksha means
That moksha is
rebirth.
no. The salvation comes only when.
So Kama
Yes,
Sutra.
I am explaining to you that the moksha comes only when you do purta karma, not ishta karma. Ishta karma is what you do in the temples for your benefit, getting promotions, getting wife, getting divorce, and all that. What you do is called the ishta karma. Okay. What you do is the purta karma is Vapi Kupa Tatakani Devatane Nanija Anna Pradana Mudyanam Purtam Ityaviyate. Definition is very clear. Vapi Kupam Tadakam. Either dig a well or make a small pond or a lake or a river, clean it, plant trees. Anna Pradana Mudyanam, not beautiful shade. Anna Pradana Mudyanam. It should have bearing fruits. How many animals, how many people will get the fruits? Plant such things. Purtam Ityaviyate. This is Purtaka. I am not taking water from the well from my old house, which is 200-year-old house where we used to have satsang karma. Many people like Anusha and Tata Anusha and many people came and stayed there along with me. And all that came and stayed with me in an old house, 200-year-old house, where the well dug by whom? Great grandparents. Did he dug a well for drinking for him or for generations to come? You do something which will serve generations, that karma is called Purta karma. He would have got moksha. So therefore don't start digging well. You understood? Which will help somebody else. When I plant a coconut tree, is that coconut is only for me? 100 years, 5 generations. Mango tree, how many animals here? And those mangoes and the fruits of that and the seed of that will regenerate how many? That gives you moksha.
But when I dig a well, if I don't want to get water from that,
Yeah, you can dig, not for somebody else also.
I can, but will I?
Eh?
I can, but will I?
Yeah, definitely. Many people do that. There are a lot of people who dug many or created many activities not for themselves. My grandfather made a school, not for him. When government was allotting schools, he asked 6 people to apply. Because if one doesn't get, somebody else get. It was not for him. He wanted some place to get it. That's it. There are a lot of people who does things, activities which are not for themselves but for somebody else. You will see a lot of people. That is why when discussions came, Shankara, Buddha was quoted, right? Do you know Shankara? Do you know Buddha? You heard all these words, names, right? Mahatma Gandhi. A lot of people names you know. You know Pradeep. Right? Why you are not recognizing? There are hundreds of people with that name lived. Why don't you remember them? Why are you not remembering them? Because they have not done anything which is to remember for generations, right? So create something in somebody's life. I have invested my time in you now. Now you cannot forget. You will remember 2000, correct? 16 January 26th you met a buffalo like this. Somewhere when I meet you on the road, if you are on this side of the side and I am on the other side, would you look at me or turn your head? If you look at me, my today's lecture purpose is over. That's all what we expect. But there are people, when they see something coming from this side of the road, they will cross and say, let me avoid him, right? Don't we do this? Why do you have to have such Janma? If that Janma is not there, your Janma is successful. How many such people you can create? Create as many as. How many children I have? Hundreds of children. That's where in the introduction I went to one small village in Palakkad where they don't have a desire. I created desire in them. That desire made them to work and they are in the upper society now. There is a distinction between upper society and lower society. Lower society is not there. It is there. Their life status has become bigger and lower. I also go to some small village, forests and scheduled caste people, scheduled tribes where I have seen people like there was a satsang group or NGO group who constructed houses for them. They had got a pipe water coming. I had a good experience going inside the forest where some Sevagram group has given some nice house construction. When I went, this chalk out and door, everything is removed. They used it as firewood. The houses are given to tribals. What they have done? They removed the kidki, that is also in fire. They are all sleeping outside, nicely. No dress, real scheduled tribe. I asked one youngster, maybe a 16, 17-year-old girl, totally naked standing there. I said, why this building? In a Malayalam, they are from the tribal area in Malayalam. You know this? When elephant comes, if you want to escape, you can jump on top of it. Very simple. Because they were not taught what for a house is. You understood? There was pipeline water given, the pipe was on, water was flowing, waste, electricity pumped water which comes through the pipe. Then I asked them, why can't you close it here? Why can't you preserve water? That's our normal practice, right? You know the next question to me? There is a river flowing, lot of water is wasted. Why can't you stop it? Genuine question, right? Because they don't realize. So what we have to give as human, what we can give is education. Support education. Don't try to teach anybody. No, give them fish, but teach them fish. Education gives desire. Education gives you knowledge about society. That knowledge about society will think you that you want to get a higher, and you become unsatisfied. They were all satisfied people. We were all satisfied. The more and more learning will give you more and more unhappiness. But that's a temporary unhappiness. You will get a permanent happiness later. Not temporarily you will become unhappy. Every student is unhappy. Right? But learn for knowledge. That's what real life is. Learn for knowledge. Don't ask me why are you learning. Treated anybody. Many people must have come, I must have given that you don't require that much knowledge in that. But I have learned it because I had a chance to learn. Why are you breathing? Why are you breathing? Because you can't live without breathing. Answer for learning. Why are you learning? Because I can't live without learning. Why are you earning money? Because I can't live without earning money. Why you want to become famous? Because I cannot live without becoming famous. I want respect. Nothing wrong. So these three things you must have balanced. Otherwise you will become famous without knowledge. The first, you remember I said, this is the chair where, who said? Nehru said, why can't you respect me? Like this you will have to ask. Because you don't have respect, only chair has respect. You will reach in a position where you don't have the eligibility to sit, you will be in trouble. Acquire knowledge, acquire sufficient money, acquire sufficient, the sufficient is your definition. I must eat, not in Taj Hotel, probably on the roadside. Chai taste is it. Because taste is not defined by what you are eating, but your internal feeling. You understood?
The last one. You must have given so many inspirational speeches like this.
No, like this I have not given. Have I given? She attended most of my sessions.
Completely different from this. So my question to you is, why do people refuse to change despite these many inspirational speeches from different masters?
Again, I said, somebody comes here with a desire, without a desire also. Yeah, without a desire, some people come. They may take a spark from there. Yeah, some people will just come. Lord Krishna said, 4 types of people come to me in the temple. Artho. Artho is unhappy. Today nothing else is to be done. Boring. Let me go and check. Maybe after the lecture if they give some samosa. Artho. Jitnasu. There are some people. I want to see how many people came there. And who are the people who are coming there. Got it? Jitnasu. They have jitnasa in a different style. Good jitnasa is with learning. Arthati. Let me get some business out of it. I am going to meet somebody who is a business person. He has got some shop with her. Probably I get a rebate with her. They will find some connection where they can make everything into business. Very good. Artho, Jitnasu, Arthati. There is another people, Nani. They don't want to miss any chance of learning. Right? They also come. There are some nannies who will pretend they have done. They will also come and then start giving you lectures back. That's also possible. So we see all these people in such places. Who gets sparked? When I gave 400, that students would have been there in JBREC when I met her first time, 2005?
2010.
2010. 400 people. Not everybody keep contact, right? 1 or 2 or 3 of them will keep contact. They connect to different people. That's how we make satsang.
Superhumans.
How many people came and we ate, we cooked together? How many days you must have spent in my house? How many days you must have spent in my house? Where we learned, thanks to Telangana Yuddham during that time, colleges or holidays, students have holidays, they come and settle in my house, morning till evening. What do you learn? She must be in aerodynamics, she will ask a question. I will explain aerodynamics, but don't tell I am computer science, I don't want to learn aerodynamics. You have to learn. Don't ask why am I learning. You understood? Somebody wants to learn something, learn everything what is possible. We discussed so many subjects. We had 20 days almost together at St. Anne's, and then we had a holidays program of Shiksha which runs in Malkajgiri. I left in 2010, came back in 2015, now back in December. So I wanted to start with satsang, that is why we started. Right? Have satsang where don't ask why am I learning. Ask some questions. Quest for knowledge. The quest is there. You have question. That means you have a desire. Then knowledge will come. That gives you moksha after some time. That is the right. But how should you get this? There is an artha. Means of getting satisfied for your queries. That means is there. You want in the dharmic style or adharmic style? Not in the, what did the sequence you said? Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. Wrong sequence. Kama, Artha,
People say
Dharma.
life starts with Kama,
That-
Moksha, then Dharma
No,
and
no.
all.
Kama, Artha, Dharma and Moksha. If you do in the dharmic style, you get moksha. Learn in the perfect style, you become happiness. If you don't learn in the perfect style, after some time you will start thinking, no, I did wrong place.
I read full Kama Shastra, like in that it was with like Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha.
This is
And
the
I read
sequence.
in that same book with life starts with Kama, Moksha, Dharma, then Artha.
Moksha comes after just satisfying your desire.
Last.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Jealousy.
Fearfulness for life.
Mahatma Gandhi said, when you meet a person and talk to them or see a person, just think that you are going to die next moment. Or think that person is going to die next moment. You will not be there. You know, that is why in Bharatiya Shastra we have got Vibhuti. You display this and say, I am going to be like this. Don't scold me. Don't become jealous on me. You also do this, so I will not become jealous on you. Don't have to compare anybody with anyone. I am a donkey like this. You are another donkey like this. We know each other. That's it. What I can carry, you cannot carry. I carry my burden. You carry your burden. We are doing. Nobody has to compare anybody else. I have to compare myself with what I have done yesterday and today what I am going to do, tomorrow what I am going to plan to do. That's it. Then we don't have jealous. Jealous comes only with the, you should have either environment. I am jealous on who? Rahul Gandhi. I should have also taken birth as Sonia Gandhi's son. I would have become. Do I think I am jealous? I will pray that God, God never give me Rahul Gandhi's buddhi. You understood? See, he has environment, situation, circumstance, but what is not there? Skill is not there. If he would have been a skillful person, he would have been on top of the world, right? Yes or no? So, somebody gets an environment. See, Amitabh Bachchan is much more taller than me. So, I can be jealous on him, saying that I don't have that height. If I would have had that height, I would have become another Amitabh Bachchan. I don't have Salman Khan. What is that? Khan. Muscles I don't have. I don't know how to dance like him. That all can make me jealous on them. Ask a question. Am I doing what Shashi can do? Am I utilizing me 100%? Ask this question to myself. I will not be jealous. I will start pitying on me, saying that I am not using me. I am useless. Don't be useless. Be saying I am not useless. I am useless. Simple correction. I am not useless. I am useless. My first poetry in my poetry book. How many of you feel that you are great by birth? All of us are. Millions of sperms from the father get into the mother's egg. Only one sperm takes birth, and that is me. How many sperm did not take birth? Millions of them. Who are they? My unborn brothers and sisters. Am I not a winner by birth? All of you lift your hand. Take it back and say well done. Every day do this. You will never be jealous.